Welcome back to the Current Electric High School Football State Championship Preview Show presented by Cannon and Dunphy. Getting ready for the 10 a.m. Division 7 kickoff. Let's turn our attention over to Division 4 as Baldwin-Woodville takes on Racine St. Catherine's. Baldwin-Woodville, the champions in the Middle Border Conference, they defeated Winneconne 40-16 in the semifinals and back in the state finals for the first time in 30 years for the 5th time overall. We're now joined by the head football coach at Baldwin-Woodville. He is Coach Keefer. Coach, thank you so much for a couple of minutes of your time. Hey, something's got to give in this game, right? St. Catherine's, they are a defensive-minded team, haven't given up many points. And trust me, Coach, I used to work in arena football. You guys are putting up numbers like some arena football teams, averaging 45 points a game. This is going to be a really interesting matchup between you guys and St. Catherine's.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I look at Racine St. Kate's, and I see them as the best defense that I've seen on film this year, and we certainly think it's going to be a challenge. But yet, we're also very confident in our kids and our ability to, make plays, block, and I think we're a little bit different than other teams in terms of maybe schematically we're a little bit different. We definitely run our quarterback a lot, but obviously with Taden Holdorf, our running back who has 2,100 yards, you have to be mindful of both of those guys, and I think we're dangerous enough in the throw game too, where that's been a really good thing for us as people will put the whole world up to try to stop our run game, and we've been extremely efficient in our throw game. I believe against Freedom, I think we threw 7 times. We were 4 for 7 with 4 touchdowns. So we've been good.
Yeah, I can tell you that you try to take away the run and looking at your stats, he's been very effective throwing the ball. His percentage, 61% completions. And that's a difficult matchup for teams. Coach, 30 years, right? You guys haven't been back to state. And I'm wondering what the environment is in the community, in the schools. And I just think it's got to be sky high. Not a lot of homework being given out this week, Coach.
Oh, that's for sure. No, I mean it's so awesome. That's one of the things that's cool about being in towns like Baldwin and Woodville, is I talk to people around town and they refer to them as our boys this, our boys that. You can just feel the excitement. School's getting out Thursday at 1 and there's no school Friday. The whole doggone town's going down, and you can just feel the excitement. There are people that are reaching out, trying to help out, with some of the expenses with travel and, meals and whatnot. And it's really cool. It's been awesome.
Hey, I would assume, Coach, that the youth program, when you have this kind of success, and you certainly know this, all of a sudden you get a few more kids out for the youth program, couple kids that are walking the hall that haven't been out for football start thinking maybe I should get involved in it. And what the atmosphere that you're setting in that community to want to play for you and for your team and your program, and you've been there 18 years, so you've gotten this to the point where, man, I would think that all these kids that want to try a sport, football is at the top of the list.
I mean, well, there's no question that football is a huge numbers game, and you need kids to play. You absolutely need kids to play. And I feel one thing that's certainly true of football, regardless of your body type, man, there's a place for you in football. And I really do attribute a lot of our success, not just because we have really good players and we have some really good coaches and all that stuff, true, but I really like our approach. I think our mindset's been good. We're really focused on the process. We don't really think about outcomes. We really try to practice well. And we have, over the last 2 years, we've practiced so well. Like, I walked off the field shaking my head like, damn, I might never see a high school practice that good again. And then I show up the next day and it might be better.
Coach, I love that. I really do. I'm a retired high school basketball coach, and I miss those kinds of things where you see these teams progress and these players progress. And I love that. I wish you guys well. I've known Dan Miller from St. Catherine's for a really long time. I normally don't have a dog in the fight. I'm a kind of an angel here, so I apologize for that.
Well, it's fine.
Really looking forward to seeing your team play, Coach, and thank you so much for a couple minutes of your time. We're now joined by the head football coach at Racine St. Catherine's. He is Dan Miller. St. Catherine's making its second appearance in the title game. The Angels' only other experience resulted in a state championship in 2018. Angels won the Metro Classic Conference. They're undefeated, and they beat the defending state champion Aquinas 12-6 to earn their second chance to get to Camp Randall and win a state championship. Coach Miller, how you been?
Been great, living the dream, and extremely blessed to be in this position right now.
Hey, Coach, look, Racine has been a kind of a basketball community for years, at least from where I'm sitting, and there is some really good football going on in your market. You know, Coach Fletcher's doing a really good job. Anton's doing a great job. And certainly St. Catherine's is a team in your conference that's always talked about near the top. And for you guys to get to another state championship, I say congratulations, go Angels, well done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're really blessed here. In my tenure since 2004, we've won 10 conference championships. We have the longest in the county consecutive WIA playoff appearances in 15. Again, reaching the state title game for the second time in school history is really special. And I'm so fortunate to have a great coaching staff, and then to have some great players and some high character young men playing in our program.
Coach, I got to start doing some research for our interview here. Defensively, man, you guys have been really good from the jump, right? This team defensively is a team that is difficult to score on, and I think offensively you guys are really good. Got athletes all over the field, but that defense is something special.
It is. It's the best defense I've seen since I've been here at St. Catherine's, and it's spearheaded by Jose Ramirez. His second year as defensive coordinator. It's been with me for 7 years. He's also our defensive line coach. And then John Perugini has been with me, and he's been with me, I think, 9-10 years. He was on the state title team coaching those linebackers. He's got some excellent athletes at the linebacker position. Cameron Atwater, a first-year coach, helping out with the defensive backs and stuff, so kind of allowing me to step back a little bit and focus on a few other things that the program needs. But those guys have really gotten after it. And again, it starts with Jose Ramirez, who was played for the Angels, played in 2014, going to that semifinal game against Lancaster, who eventually won the title there.
Coach, I got to tell you, I normally don't have a dog in the fight with some of this stuff, but when I coached, it was always at private schools. I went to Mesmer. I'm rooting for St. Catherine's tonight. Would love for you to be able to bring that gold ball back to Racine. And Coach, at 7:00 tonight, when you guys kick off, I know that Racine, that your community is going to be out there cheering you on. A lot of people back here watching My 24. Going to be cheering for the Angels. I wish you and your staff good luck, and it's great to catch up with you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate it, and great catching up with you as well. And keep it rolling.
You got it. On the other side of the break, we'll be joined by prep sports writer from the Journal-Sentinel, Zach Bellman and Michael Whitlaw. This is the Current Electric High School Football State Championship Preview Show presented by Cannon and Dunphy, only on My 24.